Well, greetings and Merry Christmas from Bill O'Leary here at Legacy Planning Law Group. Here we are, December 23rd, Thursday. Christmas is Saturday, so I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy Holidays and a Happy New Year. So I'm coming to you live now as part of our Thirsty Thursday series. So those that have come across it before, you sort of know the drill. Those that haven't, what I do every Thursday at about this time is I go live and I talk about sort of a different topic that may relate to what I do. I'm a estate planning lawyer, elder law attorney, probate lawyer here at Legacy Planning Law Group. So if you're thirsting for knowledge, you've come to the right place. Interesting topic today. It concerns pets and pets trust. So the question is, can a pet trust take care of my pet after I die? Okay, so look, we all love our dogs and our cats and birds and other pets, and some of us may even love them as much as our spouse or our kids. So when thinking about death, the natural tendency is to focus on human beings, obviously. But look, pets need to be cared for as well when you die. They need someone to feed them, need someone to walk them. If they, hurt or in pain, they need someone to take them to the vet, right? So a pet trust is a legal way to provide for this care and this feeding and maintenance of the animals that you love. So what is a pet trust? It's a legal arrangement that allows you to provide for the care and sort of the ongoing support and maintenance of one or more of your pets in the event that they live longer than you, they outlive you. So setting up a pet trust, it's similar to creating a what's called a living trust for human beneficiaries. And in fact, Florida has laws that actually recognize pet trusts. Now, creating a pet trust, when might it make sense? Well, let's say you have one or more pets that you want to provide ongoing care for in case they outlive you. Let's say you have pets that you're concerned about, and you're concerned that if you become incapacitated, you won't be able to care for them. What about if you have pets that require specialized treatment or specialized care, and maybe you don't want your family or friends to be financially burdened for having to care for your pets? So in those situations, a pet trust might make very good sense. So look, yes, you can just make it simple and just leave a pet to someone, let's say in your will, say I want it to go to my sister, and also maybe leave that person some money to take care of the pet. But the problem is, without a pet trust in place, you're sort of proceeding in good faith, hoping that the caretaker that you name is going to take care of your pet according to your wishes. So if you have any doubt that the caretaker that you've chosen, maybe they wouldn't follow through on what you want, or maybe what your pet needs, a pet trust can offer you that reinsurance. So for example, you could give your trustee of the pet trust the authority, let's say, to replace the caretaker if they're not caring for your pet, your loved pet, according to your wishes. So when you set up a pet trust, it's up to you to set the terms. So a trust can be very specific. For example, it might say something like, hey, my cat likes a particular brand of food, or look, my dog looks forward to sort of daily romps in the park. This can be specified in your pet trust agreement. Maybe if you want your pet to visit a vet 4 times a year, you can say that. Since, look, pet owners, really, they know best the particular habits of their pets. They know better than anyone else. So they can describe the kind of care that the pet should have, and maybe list the people who they want to provide for that care. Now, also very important is to make sure that a pet trust, once it's set up, that it will be have enough money in it after you die. It will be sufficiently funded after you die. So the terms of the trust need to take into account sort of the expected cost of care for your pet, as well as what their expected life expectancy is. So look, the trust will last as long as the pet is alive. When the pet dies, the trust goes away. And if there are multiple pets that are covered by the trust, then the trust will end at the death of the last pet. Now, who would be the trustee? Well, usually it's a family member or a friend, relative but it could be a reputable pet service organization. But you can also name a caretaker for your pet that is somebody different than the trustee. And frankly, this is a good way to make sure that the caretaker is actually using the trust money for the pet and maybe not for themselves taking, personal trips. So by separating out who's being the trustee of the trust, who will control the money, and who's going to be the caretaker, it's a way to sort of divide up the responsibilities and make sure that the money is going to be used for the pet, which is what you want. And by naming a caretaker, you probably want to name a couple of backups in case that initial caretaker can't do that job. Now, you're also going to need to think about what is going to happen if there's still money left in the trust after the death of your pet. Most people will decide that when the pet trust ends, any remaining money in the trust is going to go to family members or friends, basically, your beneficiaries, your heirs. You could designate a charity as well that's going to get sort of the remaining money, maybe a charity that cares for animals. So here's just an example. Let's say you've got 2 dogs and 3 cats, and altogether they have an average life expectancy of 15 years. And so between visits to the vet and food, maybe boarding, grooming, and maybe other expenses, the total care costs about $10,000 a year right now. So you could set up a pet trust and fund it at your death with $150,000, $10,000 a year, times the 15 years of remaining life expectancy. And that would cover all of the pet costs for up to 15 years. And again, you can include instructions for the trustee to follow that if there are any funds left over when the trust ends at the death of the last pet, maybe they could be donated again to sort of a local pet organization or maybe a pet rescue facility. Now, when creating a pet trust, it's important to word it as specifically as possible to minimize the possibility that it might be challenged later by your heirs, your human heirs. And a famous example of sort of a pet trust gone wrong is one that was created by Leona Helmsley. Now, you younger folks may not have heard of her, but she was a very famous sort of high-end hotel owner back in I think it was the 60s and 70s and 80s. And I think she ended up dying in the 90s, early 90s, if I recall correctly. Anyway, she had a pet. It was a Maltese named Trouble. She set up a pet trust and had it funded with $12 million. Well, that trust was later contested by 2 of Mrs. Helmsley's grandchildren who were excluded from the will. And since the trust was not worded clearly enough, it allowed the judge in that case to sort of reduce that amount in the pet trust from $12 million down to $2 million and then reallocate $6 million of the difference to the grandchildren and $4 million ended up going to a separate charitable trust. So just make sure you get the proper legal help in setting things up. So bottom line, pet trusts can offer pet owners a great deal of flexibility and frankly peace of mind. So hey, look, if you'd like to know more about pet trust, maybe how we can help, what we encourage people to do, just a simple first step, reach out and schedule a free 15-minute, what we call discovery phone call. You can go to our website and go through the Book Now button on our homepage. You can call us at the office, 904-880-5554. Just Google us, legacyplanninglawgroup.com. It's a chance for you to share with us why are you interested in a pet trust, and we can talk to you more about that. Again, that's complimentary, our discovery phone call. So if you've enjoyed this talk, I would ask that you like this video, better yet, share it with your friends, particularly your pet-loving friends. So I hope you've enjoyed this talk entitled, Can a Pet Trust Take Care of My Pet After I Die? So I'm going to give a talk next Thursday at about this time, even though it'll be the Thursday before New Year's. I am going to go live next Thursday at about this time. Same day, same time, different topic. So if you are thirsty for knowledge, we will quench your thirst. So Bill O'Leary, signing off on behalf of everybody here at Team Legacy, from Jeanette, from Sarah, from Cindy, and from Courtney, we want to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year, and go make it a great day.